Hi guys, this is Daily Wish here. Thank you so much for coming back on my channel and I hope you guys are doing awesome. Alright, so today I'm gonna tell you a story. So long time back there was a man named Adam. Okay, now for months Adam had just one desire in his mind, that burning desire, which is he wanted to work at a particular company which was his dream company. Not because of the salary alone, but because he genuinely admired what they were doing in that company, right? He just admired the work culture, he admired the total number of employees over there, he admired the product of the company and everything, the work ethics and everything about that company. Okay, so whenever he passed their office building, he would just pause for a moment and imagine himself working through those doors as part of their team, right? So naturally he started practicing manifestation. Since he wanted to work in that company so badly that every night he would just close his eyes and picture that job. He's just picturing himself, working at that workstation. Sometimes when he is like so much into the dream, he even imagined receiving the offer letter from the same company, right? Sometimes he even imagined shaking hands with his future bosses, right? On certain days, he repeated affirmations like, I'm so happy and grateful I'm working in this XYZ company. And he always kept telling himself that yes, the job was already his, right? Sometimes when he gets bored from the scene, so he start picturing the congratulation technique where he's getting congratulations, many congratulations from many people, like his best friends and relatives and all. Now there is something else happening quietly inside him. Every morning, since there is just so much of desperation, since there is just so much of anxiety which is now getting developed day by day, every morning Adam reached out for his phone almost automatically and he opened his inbox and he finds nothing. He checked his LinkedIn notification and still there is nothing. So what does he do? He gets disappointed seeing that there is nothing happening in the 3D. There's no bridge of incidents, there's no phone call, there's no notification of any job interviews or anything like that. Now at this moment he keeps on affirming everything is always working out for me, I am so happy and grateful that I am working in my dream company, etc. Then he would reassure himself, maybe not today, then maybe tomorrow, right? And now these days have turned into weeks. He's still waiting, and these weeks began turning into months. And slowly, that excitement which he once felt, now he has started mixing that excitement with doubt. Not loud doubt, but yes, there's this uncomfortable feeling that whispers, why isn't anything happening yet? Why isn't anything changing in my 3D yet? Now the problem is that Adam is not realizing that for him, his job is still a wish. That job still lived in his mind as something very special and quite distant. I mean, not easily reachable or something that he could achieve very easily. Something quite impressive, but not something that belonged naturally in his life yet. That was the biggest issue in his life. That was the biggest problem in his whole manifestation journey. Neville Goddard explained this very beautifully when he said, the time it takes your assumption to become fact is directly proportionate to the naturalness of your feeling of already being what you want to be. It is from the book The Power of Awareness. Adam had a desire. He had the techniques, but the state of already having the job still felt not comfortable to him. Because even though he's doing all the things, in a perfect manner, doing affirmations in perfect timing and doing, SATS technique at night time and the morning time, and whenever he is feeling lack of this desire, he kept on returning to that state where he keeps on repeating, yes, I do have the job in my hand, everything is always working out for me. Then where is the issue? The issue is he is still looking for a bridge of incidents in the 3D. He's still waiting for that job to happen in the 3D. He's not mentally accepting that yes, he is already working in that company. Because once you have attained that state of wish fulfillment, you are no longer looking for your desire in the 3D. You are living from the state of knowing that yes, your desire is already yours. That's where most of us are actually failing in our manifestation journey, because once you have accepted your desire as complete, as fulfilled, would you be the one looking for it in the 3D? Absolutely not, right? And this is what even Adam has realized. So one evening, obviously, he realized this fact that this is where he is making the mistake. He was sitting quietly after dinner, feeling a little tired of trying so hard. And instead of imagining the big moment, which is the call, the offer letter, the celebration, his mind wandered to something very, very simple, yet very much familiar to him. He pictured himself returning home after work. He imagined dropping his keys on the table, loosening his tie, and telling his wife in the kitchen, "Work was very tiring today. I had a long day." Most of us do the same thing, right? And that was it. There was nothing dramatic about this whole scene. Yet, there is just that ordinary evening after one ordinary workday which he felt. This moment where he was living that moment, he was embodying that feeling, he felt incredibly real, because it didn't feel like a wishful thinking. It felt like a memory from the day that has already happened, right? The next night, Adam revisited the same scene because he was feeling very, very comfortable in the scene. It was very natural to him. It was very mundane kind of a scene for him, right? And again, the night after. So what happened? Without him even realizing it, that same job slowly stopped feeling like a wishful thinking. It slowly stopped feeling like a distant possibility, and it began feeling something like that was already a part of his daily routine. A few days later, he noticed something very interesting. So he was no longer refreshing his email every hour. He wasn't trying to make contacts with the people on his LinkedIn profile to make things happen for him. He wasn't analyzing every tiny sign coming from the 3D. The job had quietly settled into the background of his mind, not as a hope, but as something that simply made so much sense now. And this is what even Neville sir has said in the book Feeling is the Secret. He has quoted one very beautiful line. It is the degree of naturalness with which you feel the state that determines its manifestation. Notice how different that is from what most people believe. Problem is, manifestation is often portrayed as some kind of very intense effort, a powerful emotion, an endless excitement. But Neville sir has pointed towards something very, very easy, very simple, and very, subtle. It is a state that feels normal. It is a state that feels very familiar to you, that makes you feel very comfortable in that state. It is a state that no longer requires your conviction. Okay, he spoke about this again in Prayer, the Art of Believing. He is describing the moment when the mind enters the feeling of answered prayer, a point where the desire no longer feels like uncertain. It feels like, yes, it is already done. And that is exactly where even Adam found himself. 2 weeks later, while he was busy working on something completely unrelated, his phone buzzed. So this call was from the recruiter from the same company he had been imagining. So he has been lined up for an interview. And yes, for sure, there was a follow-up interview as well. And eventually, that same position which he was once dreaming about, now being offered to him. Now, for most of the people who didn't know about his wishful thinking, obviously from the outside it looked like maybe a fortunate coincidence. But if you want to describe this moment perfectly in the words of Neville sir, from the book Your Faith is Your Fortune, he has described it beautifully. To feel a state natural is to give it reality. The moment the job stopped feeling extraordinary and started feeling like some kind of mundane, normal thing, an ordinary thing, Adam stopped resisting it internally. And when the resistance disappeared, the 3D reality has rearranged itself accordingly. Alright, so the real question was never when will this happen. The real question was always, has it become natural for me yet? Because the moment your desired life stops feeling like a dream and starts feeling like something that is simply, that simply belongs to you, that's usually the moment 3D world in the outside also starts rearranging and molding itself. So perhaps manifestation was never about forcing reality to change. It was never about fixing the 3D reality by making some kind of physical effort, right? Perhaps it was always about something so much simple. It was about becoming so familiar with the life you desire that your mind finally accepts it as something like a very normal thing to it, something like a fact, something like a very natural thing. And once the mind accepts it as natural, as normal, the life has a strange way of making it real. Because that process is decided by your subconscious mind. The how and the when is always decided by your subconscious mind. And trust the process, because your subconscious mind always takes the fastest route to bring your desire to your 3D reality. Alright, so yeah, that's it for today. I hope you have enjoyed today's story, and I hope you have learned so much from this story as well. If you are also stuck in the same kind of journey, maybe this is an eye-opener story for you, and maybe this can make you realize where you are actually making this mistake and how to fix it. Alright, so yeah, if you like today's story, if you learned something from today's story, please do not forget to give it a big fat thumbs up, like it, share it, and subscribe this channel. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and in case if you did, do not forget to give it a big fat thumbs up. Also, if you are new to my channel, kindly consider subscribing, and if you want, you can follow me on Instagram as well. My Instagram handle is my daily wish, where I keep on posting daily content on manifestation and lots of success stories coming from my client, which will help you stay motivated. And if you feel stuck in your manifestation journey and need more guidance, then you can contact me on the given number. I do offer services like one-to-one coaching, short sessions, subliminal manifestation script, manifestation workbook. So yeah, just contact me on the given number, and I'm there to help you out with all the other details. So yeah, that's it for today. Now I'll be meeting you very soon in the next video. Until then, please do take care of yourself and happy manifesting.